Hey everybody, welcome back to our championship edition of Breakfast with Bob from the .Dev Challenge Roth. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by HOKA Fly Human Fly Master Spas, deboer wetsuits, Outrigger Kona Resort and Spa, stay longer, save more, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, the champion of Challenge Roth. Give it up for Mr. Sam Laidlow. Yeah, they're better that time. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, rehearsal was good for them. I like that. So when I was chatting with your dad and just saying that the mark of a champion is winning different ways. Your way was you go off the front in the swim, you're in front on the bike, you're in front all day long. Yesterday was a master class in you didn't go off the front of the swim. You didn't go off the front on the bike. You didn't really get into the lead till 29K of the marathon. Was that the plan, to just mix it up with the other guys?
Yeah, I'd set into the race saying that I had to use my experience more than my fitness, I guess, and especially given the fact that this was probably one of the first races where I was one of the most experienced guys, having done already 15 iron distances. So, yeah, although setting off with that frame of mind, it was actually a very weird race because I thought I was in the lead for the whole day. I don't know if you've heard about this story.
No.
Or not. Okay, so I never saw basically Jonas set off on the bike, and so I came out of the swim, and I stayed with what I thought was the front pack.
Right.
And we weren't really working very well together. And
when you were cramping a little bit too.
I was cramping a lot, yeah. So I don't know why. Maybe I just got on the bike funny or something. And so I was just like, okay, I'm just going to wait until this passes and then go for it, because I didn't fancy my chances and I didn't feel it was a very efficient way of riding in the pack dynamic. So I waited about 35K and then I made my move, and it actually turned out that the cramp was actually better the harder I pushed on the leg, which was a bit weird. And then Felix, as always, is there on the motorbike giving us splits and stuff, and so I go hard for 20 minutes, and after a while, I hear Felix say, "Jonas, 1 minute, like 1 minute to Jonas," and I'm like, okay, well, Jonas must be like, he must have attacked as well,
right?
Like, I thought he must be 1 minute behind, and he's breaking the pack, like he's also breaking the pack, and then I hear 45 to Jonas, and I'm like, oh, I'm riding well, and he's catching back on me, and when actually I'm catching him, and so then I'm thinking he's catching me, so I start kind of tempoing it a bit, slowing down, so that we could work together, because it would have made more sense for us to be two up front working than just be on your own all day. Even for the mind, it can be quite a long day if you're just completely on your own. So, and as I said, I wanted to race a little bit more tactically than normal and using my experience. And so yeah, I was slowing down and seeing, and I kept getting splits, and the splits were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was like, oh, well, maybe he's not having a good day, thinking that he's now 2 minutes behind me, when in fact he's 2 minutes in front of me. Yeah, that went on for the whole bike. And then I actually, on the second lap, the split started getting smaller again. And so I was thinking, oh, well, Jonas is now catching me, and I'm really struggling in this second lap. You know, I'm really struggling. It was getting to me mentally. I was like, oh, he's catching me in the second half of an Ironman bike leg. Normally, this is my strength.
This is it.
And so I got to a point where I was like 45 seconds again, and I was like, okay, I'm going to wait for him. We're going to work together again. And so in the last 40K of the ride, I really slowed down loads, and the gap was again going out. And so then I came into T2 thinking that he'd completely bonked and that I had 2 minutes to Jonas behind. But then when I came out of T2,
50 seconds.
I still thought, coming out of T2, I still thought that I was first. Yeah. And it wasn't until the turnaround on the run at kilometer 7 or 8 that I saw him. And I'm so stubborn, I guess, that I was like, he's cut the course. I was like, he's cut the course. And I was about to tell a referee or something, and I was like, just wait a minute, Sam, just have a think about this. And after about 5 minutes, I was like, wait a minute, maybe he's been leading this whole way. So yeah, then I just had to focus on myself and just executing the best run I could, and luckily it was enough. Yeah,
that is hilarious. And then when you caught him at 29K, did you feel like, did he try to go with you, or pretty much over?
I mean, it was it was the first time for me running from behind, and it's something that I actually
Pretty
enjoyed.
Fun.
Yeah, it is
being the hunter rather than the hunted.
More fun than, and I've been in his position a lot, and I could see that he was slowing. But he did an amazing job of slowing, but not completely blowing up, know. And so when I overtook him, I was quite confident then that I could like win the race. But then I only built up about a 45-second gap, and we still had maybe 8K to go. And it's really hard there as you go up the climb, and the gap was staying around 45, 50 seconds. And I was like, well, if I slow down just a little bit, he could be coming back, because we were running at the same pace at that point. And at that point, it just comes down to who wants it the most, And I really had to dig very deep. I think mentally I was definitely on it yesterday, even because I had to, because physically I said it before, I'm not in peak shape,
No.
So but luckily I was healthy and fresh mentally, and that got me to the finish line first.
So you and Jonas can go and do some training together in Nice, and potentially come out of the water together and go ride that bike course. Oh, was that a secret? I didn't. I was talking to Jonas about that, and he said, "Yeah, Sam and I have chatted," and he probably didn't know that was a secret. Maybe I didn't know it was a secret, but.
I mean, as long as the other pros don't watch
they don't watch the show, so that's not a problem. So now is it focus time on Nice, and also just the fact that you come into this race probably with not a ton of confidence, because you really haven't raced that much and have not felt healthy. Coming away with the win, and now you've got an Ironman World Championship win, you got a Challenge Ride. These are two of the epic races in the world, and you've won them both. And now you can go potentially back to Nice and hopefully duplicate what you did 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I said before the race that I've built up some good momentum, and I want to carry forward that momentum. I was speaking with Sebi Keenly after the race, and he said the power of momentum is huge, and so I haven't necessarily got a massive winter's block of training behind me, but I'm in a good mindset, and hopefully I can keep on building on this and feel better every month and enjoy the process. And at the end of the day, I don't really feel that much pressure for Nice, because that box is ticked for me, and the next one is Kona, so yeah, it's going to be a big ask to win Nice, but I love the challenge. And Ronnie, my manager, before this race, he sent me just a message with 3 words, which was against all odds, and I pulled it off, and I want to go into Nice with the same mentality, because beating the likes of Blumenfeld and
Gustav
and Casper and Patrick and Magnus, and the list goes on. It's going to be one hard race, but against all odds.
Love it. How about a round of applause for Mr. Sam Laidlow? Sam, you were the best. Thank you so much for taking time. Always a treat to get to chat. Again, that is a wrap for Breakfast with Bob Championship Edition. Appreciate everybody watching. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.